Hi guys, today for language, you guys will be working in your language books on page 244. We are going to learn about writing a story. Okay, the first part is called pre-writing. Okay, and pre-writing helps you analyze how you're going to plan your story. Okay, so you guys need to have a list of ideas. Okay, so if you look on page 244, okay, this is about a boy named Philip, and he wanted to share a story with young children. That was his audience, okay? He followed the information in the writer's guide to plan his story. So look at what he did. So look at the writer's guide, okay? He did a pre-writing checklist to make sure that he had all of these things for his story. Okay, the first step is you want to brainstorm a list of story ideas. Okay. The second step is think about your audience and your purpose. Your audience is who you're writing the story to, like who do you want to read the story, and then your purpose is why you're writing the story. The next step is choose a story idea that will entertain your audience. So you want to choose something that is going to entertain them. You don't want to choose something that's boring because then you're going to lose their interest. And then the last step is plan a beginning, a middle, and an ending for your story. Okay, so let's look at what Philip did. It says brainstorming and choosing a topic. Philip made a list of ideas for a story. He listed both real and make-believe details he might use. He thought about what would be interesting to young children. He crossed the ideas he would not use, so he crossed them out. He decided words that named things he wanted his story to be about, so he circled those. He would write about a make-believe dragon who lived in a forest. So that sounds very entertaining for children. I think children would really like that. Okay, so we are going to go over some things that Philip did. Okay, so when you start your story, when you start the pre-writing part, okay, I want you to follow the checklist just like Philip did, okay? First, you're going to brainstorm a list of ideas. So at the bottom, this is what he did. He did real and he did make-believe, okay? But first, you have to come up with your topic, okay? So he chose his topic first before he planned his story, okay? Then he thought about his audience. He wanted to write to children, okay? And his purpose was that he wanted to entertain them, okay? So then he chose a story idea, okay? He chose that he would write about a make-believe dragon who lived in a forest, okay? And then the last part is plan a beginning, a middle, and an ending to your story, okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to come up with a topic that you would like to write a story about, okay? And then you can make a list, okay, like Philip did. Okay, I actually came up with a story web, okay, that looks like this. The reason why they call it a web is because it looks like a spider web, okay? So I wanted to write about kings, okay? And I decided that I want mine to be real, about real life kings, okay? It's not going to be make-believe, okay? And this can be for children or adults, okay? And so my topic goes in the middle in a circle like this, okay? And then the details of my story are going to be in the circles around it, okay? So one of my details right here is I said rulers of a country, okay? So kings, they rule different countries, okay? And then in this one, I said are married to queens. Okay, so most kings are married to queens. And then this one up here, I said live in a castle because a lot of kings do live in a castle. And then right here, sit on a throne. So a lot of kings still to this day sit on thrones. Like you might watch some movies that have kings in them, and a lot of them are sitting on a throne, and they still do that. Okay, we still do have some countries that are ruled by kings and queens. For instance, England. Okay, England is ruled by Queen Elizabeth. Okay, not a king, but a queen. Okay, so when she passes away, then her son, King Philip, okay, her son is Philip, he will become the king. Okay, so my story is going to be about kings. So you guys can create a web like this, put your topic in the middle, and then your details for your story around it. This is a brainstorming activity for your story, okay? Or you can do the list like Philip did, okay, where he listed real things he wants to put in his story, and then he listed make-believe things he wanted to put in his story, okay? So let's look at the questions at the bottom. 1, why didn't Philip put all of his ideas in his story? Well, maybe he felt like all of his ideas would not go together in one story, okay? So maybe he had too many ideas, okay, and they wouldn't all go together. So when you write your story and you're brainstorming, you want to make sure that all of your ideas make sense and they all go with your topic. Number 2, why did Philip think about young children when he planned his main idea? Well, he chose young children as his audience, okay? And he had to make sure that he wrote about something that would interest them. Okay, so he didn't want to write something that was boring, okay? He wanted to write something that children would be interested in, okay? And a lot of children would be interested in a dragon who lived in a forest, okay? That's a pretty good idea, okay? So what I want you guys to do in your language books, okay, I want you to come up with a topic, okay, that you want to write a story about, okay, and I want you to either make a web like this, or you can make a list, like a chart, like he did, where you have your real ideas and make-believe ideas, okay? I want you to list your topic, okay? I want you to list your audience. So think about who you're going to be writing to, okay? If you want to have children read your story, then you need to make it very entertaining for them, okay? And so I want you to brainstorm a list of story ideas, okay, first. And then think about your audience, who you're going to write it to, and a purpose. Think about, why are you writing this story? Are you writing it to entertain them? So then if you're going to entertain them, you're going to have some real and make-believe ideas, okay? Or you're informing them about something, okay? Then most of your ideas will be real, okay, if you want to inform them about something. So think about your purpose. Why are you writing the story, okay? Then once you choose your story idea, okay, that's when you're going to make either your web or your chart, okay? And then our last step, which we will do tomorrow, we're going to plan a beginning, a middle, and an ending of your story, okay? So the first part is just your pre-writing, okay? So I want you guys to do this in your language notebooks, and I want you guys to submit this to me by Thursday morning, okay? Have fun writing your story.